dude?
Okay, this one.
Yeah, that was
this one right here.
Yeah.
Okay. So you wanna? I'm trying to remember.
Second comment is the one I'm gonna do.
Okay, so Woody says low key to get the most fun out of. Oh, this. Hold on. All right, bro. Maybe we need to work on the grammar here. Woody says low key to get the most fun out of watch preseason. Watch the second half of games only. The guys fighting for a roster spot. So basically, he was saying if you want to get the most out of preseason, watch the second half of the games because those are the guys that are actually fighting for their career.
And that is very true. Like
very true.
I would say my big thing with this comment is it is very true. Like when you watch the first, that's where this is kind of your balance. That's why I like this comment. Let me give a tangent I wanted to give more about my preseason little spiel I gave last week. Like when not only is it like, yeah, you're watching guys that maybe you're going to see, like I said initially, where they're going to see them in different teams in the future. You're going to see guys and, it was their journey. Like these guys too. But yeah, it's like the first half you get, first quarter you're going to get starters probably.
Yeah.
You can get in the second half like the backups. The guys are probably going to make the roster. But yeah, then the second half comes around. You get violent, crazy, like dudes run. And yeah, the skill level, obviously, you notice per se, the skill level goes down a little bit. But that's the point is what goes up. The hard hitting, the craziness, dudes run. It's because dudes are running around crazy, literally fighting. They know they're fighting tooth and nail for a job, and that's something you don't really see that often because even if dudes they're already out there in regular season, let's say they get cut, it's like they're still getting a bag.
Yeah,
these guys would be getting money, but not like a bag per se.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's a whole different situation.
No, and to go off of that, so something that I really like about what Sean Payton said, and I think this needs to be kind of like talked about more within the preseason is like he's like no one's gonna be doing in-game interviews, no one's gonna be walking around in like fucking sweats, like these are your teammates. Like I see so many guys just like bullshitting. It's like these are guys like fighting for a position on the team, and it's like I will never like I like watching the preseason just because it's like you get to see players you probably aren't gonna see in the regular season even if they do make a roster, and it's like this is like similar to baseball where you get your like farm. Like these are your farm players. So it's like guys that could be a player in a year or two on your team. Like these are the times you're going to see them, which is super, super fun to watch in my opinion. But yeah, no, I agree. I think it is if you want to make the preseason interesting, really watch out. Pick a couple guys on your team that you like or on other teams that you like and really watch their performance. I know for the Bears, Terrell Lewis, I was really excited about his performance. So
no, that's a great point. And I actually had a question to ask you real quick before we transition, bro. Just because you caught me off guard with this one, I didn't know what you're talking about. Fill me in, please. With the thing with Sean Payton, you said.
Yeah.
So like, what did he say about the sweats? The guys in sweats.
So
like, I feel like I can't assume, but
basically he was just saying like. When you watch preseason, like they were interviewing Justin Jefferson during the game and stuff like that, and like they don't like obviously maybe not have your pads on, but like show up like you're looking like you're like paying attention to these players.
Show up to be respectful to your teammates.
Yeah, pretty much. Because
I agree 1000%,
if you watch some of these teams, that you can tell they don't care about the game going on and stuff like that. And I get it, bro. Like you're on the team, but like some of these guys are fighting for a paycheck. Like,
dude, well, I'll use, bro. You know who? I'll give you a great example. You saw Mahomes the whole preseason game, bro.
No,
I'm saying this in a good way. I'm going to give credit where it's due. This is what you want to see. You love to see it. That's why Chiefs fans, they know. I mean, they got a legendary one. Dude, the whole game, bro. It don't matter who's out there, who's making plays. Yeah. He's going crazy for his boys. Like, If it could be the fifth string corner with the pick. He was, like, running up there, like, pads all still on, hat still on. Like, he probably still got the helmet on. Bro, he's literally running out there gassing them up one-on-one. Like, that's Mahomes. Like, that's the point. Someone who loves the game. That's someone who really cares. That's who you want to have on the team, bro. It's not he's the highest paid player in the league. All this stuff. I don't even think he is. You get my point. He's one of the highest paid guys in the league. He has all his money, and that doesn't matter to him. He's out there with his guys. That's what should matter. I got this going on later. Nobody wants that energy there, dude. You're here now with your boys. That's how it should be. It doesn't matter that some of these guys you're not going to see on this team again in the next couple weeks. It's now. It's the memories you're going to make today. That's how I think good teams want to operate.
That's how Rodgers was on the side of the game, or that's how he was when they were playing in the Hall of Fame game and calling the plays and stuff. Like you could tell he was invested in the game. So
100%.
Awesome to see. What? What comment do you want next?
Give me a random one. I say give me a random one.
Okay, this is from Josh Fruman. To be honest, Justin Jefferson might have to get traded. He's going to command $30 million plus a year, and I don't know if that's necessarily smart to pay without a rookie quarterback on contract.
So see, I saw a few comments that were similar to this one. I just kind of picked this one randomly.
Yeah.
Because it also had the one that had the most replies.
Okay.
So it kind of it floated at the top of the algorithm. But
also, before we get into it, thank you, Woody, for leaving the comment. I wanted to say thank you. It was
absolutely.
a great comment. Yeah,
we appreciate all the comments. Yeah, y'all know. Appreciate this. Who left this one as well?
This is Josh Fruman.
All right, Josh, we appreciate you, bro. Yeah, my thing is on this. Okay, let me be clear. I'm on the side of that I would never trade Justin Jefferson. Like, let me be rigid and clear right off the bat. Because here's my thing. Is Jay Jettas is one of those guys where when you're at the peak level of his window of talent, you're not going to find anybody else that's going to replicate the same production. And, my thing is if you're going to trade away someone, you're going to have to get similar production back. Honestly, for right now, unless you were getting literally the most premier edge rusher in the league and some draft capital or something, it's very hard to make. And my point, it's not going to happen. So it's very hard to make a switch along those lines or to make a trade. That's the point. I would not trade Jettas because he is truly one of those guys where you can't replace his talent at the position. Mm-hmm. Not only that, I agree 100% what you said about the quarterback situation, though. That's why you're right about that. Personally, the situation, like we've discussed plenty of times, the Vikings window is very messed up because of the fact that certain things are really well built. But do you believe in Kirk taking the promised land?
Right.
And it's just a very funky situation with the way the cap's working over there. But you got to find a way to pay Jay Jettas because it's like that is the identity of that team at this point. I mean, Jettas is the identity of the Vikings right now.
I would agree, and typically I'd be like, okay, maybe see what you can get. Not like to your point, not Justin Jefferson. Like this guy is going to be different for a long time, and he's a Hall of Famer. Not right now, but if his career is any bit what his career has been, he's a Hall of Famer.
Well, as long as he stays healthy. I mean, literally, I'll knock on wood too. I'm literally live knocking on wood. If that's what we need. That needs to happen.
He's a Hall of Famer, so it's you just don't trade those guys. You pay them what they want, you just don't trade them. But I get what you're saying about the quarterback thing. They have to figure that out.
Well, that's why it was a good comment and it got selected. It was, I disagree with the point, but I agree with certain things you said. That's why it creates good discussion. We need more comments like that.
100%.
Good, well thought out comment.
Yes, thank you, Josh Fruman. I appreciate it. All right, so this is about the Lions. Just the name is, I don't know, it's 2 dots.
Hey, credit where it's due. It's pretty.
It's Tobey Maguire screaming is the profile picture. So, they aren't underrated. People have them winning the NFC. This is about the Lions.
Okay, I wanted to say, let me be clear. I'm not hating on this comment because this person perhaps maybe follows a lot more medias than we follow that I've seen where people are really gassing the Lions. Well, from my experience, we're one of the few people I know that gas Lions consistently. And when you go check the comments on those posts, you see what I mean. A lot of people are very much on the train of y'all are crazy.
It's the Lions.
Yeah, it's the Lions. Oh, they'll be lucky to. We're talking about the NFC Championship. They haven't even made the playoffs. So look, I understand what you're saying, but me personally, and I know Hunter feels the same way. I don't see the medias that you're seeing. Maybe you're from the Detroit area or something. I don't know because my thing is I'm not seeing anyone around here be picked Lions, and any of the big medias or anything when people say that they get hated on. People don't like the Lions still. People are not on the Lions train.
So this is okay. So
I don't know. So I don't know who people have to win the NFC. Us.
I guess. I mean, if you look at the sports books, I think he might have been NFC North. I think he might have been saying NFC North. I could be wrong, but the sports books have the Lions favored to win the North. Yeah, I think a lot of people still have a really bad taste in their mouth about the Lions. Don't get me wrong, they have been a poverty franchise for quite a while. But I will go on and argue that the Cardinals are a worse franchise, even though they had a Super Bowl appearance. But I don't know. The Lions just have a different feel about them. And any time that I've, being an NFC fan, have experienced them, and I'm gonna throw my hat and say the Bears do too. But I think they're underrated because people still have that bad taste in their mouth, not because of talent-wise. I think people are just still over the fact oh, it's the same old Lions. And you know what? They very well could be this year, but until this year is over and the Lions are eliminated from playoff contention or losing the playoffs, I will consider them underrated until they accomplish something of substance.
100%. Last thing I'll say in it, but this is exactly how I feel, and I think more people gotta start looking at it like this. It's one of those things where it's like, well, it's bound to happen eventually. You remember a couple years ago? I'd say it was like 4 years ago when the Browns finally won the first playoff game in however long, and they finally made the playoffs again with Baker, and they lost the Chiefs. But the point is, I remember that whole year everyone's like, they're not gonna make the playoffs, and they're not gonna win a game. Okay, well they did both. Yeah, they didn't do the whole thing, but it eventually some shit has to give. Like eventually, the statistics of life. Something's got to give, and they got to do a little something at least.
Well, think about it, bro. Like, at the end of the year, like think about what happened. The Lions beat the Packers to stop them from going to the playoffs.
Right,
like,
we all thought that was not going to happen.
That never happens. So, like, obviously something has to give. So it's like to say that, it's just not a guarantee. Not a guarantee. All right, moving into our next comment from RT_outdoor. Colts will be terrible. No JT and AR-15 at quarterback. Someone getting fired this year. Here's what I'll say. I'm going to give a quick response to this. I don't think it matters if they're terrible. I think it matters if they're competent. If they're losing really badly, but you can just see that like the team is like well coached and like they're making progress, that's all that matters in my opinion. Like they probably will be terrible, but it's like kind of like, and I keep going back to this, and it's just because this is who I watch the most. I've watched terrible Bears teams, and the Bears were terrible last year, but at least they were competent. And, like, that is what gives fan bases hope and GMs hope and owners hope, is when you look confident and look like you're heading in the right – or look competent and it looks like you're heading in the right direction, which I think the Colts will do this year. I do like Shane Steichen, and I think he will be able to develop A-Rich into a quality QB.
Oh, 1,000%, bro. And my main point is because you covered all the bases. That was exactly what I was going to say. It's the whole point of they probably will be kind of terrible, but as long as it's competent. And also, to fire Shane Steichen off the rip, I mean, he would have to sell atrociously. I mean, like, if losing 49-0, the locker room's losing him. Like, there'd have to be a lot of things going wrong. I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. And just last thing, like you were saying, they don't have to be great this year. Look, Jim Irsay knows that it takes time. He literally watched Peyton Manning go 3-13 their first year. Jim Irsay knows. It's like you know. Look, these things they take time.
Yeah.
The reality situation is, if A-Rich sucks the first year, or not A-Rich, the Colts suck with A-Rich the first year, it's kind of to be expected. It's what happens when you got a young stud QB. I mean, when you haven't built everything else around them.
Yeah. All right, moving into our last comment. Loretto. Love was much worse in college against worse competition. This is in a TikTok regarding Justin Fields and Jordan Love. Who's going to be better?
So check this out. This was why I thought this was funny.
And I'm just going to let Dobbs answer this because, frankly, I'm fucking tired of talking about the Jordan Love, Justin Fields shit.
That is actually hilarious.
I've seen too much discourse between the two teams, and it's just burnt.
Yeah, we're not gonna give this discourse any more attention after today for a long time.
Oh no, Dobbs, feel free. I'm just sick of browsing their fucking subreddits and hearing all this.
I'm only gonna bring it up. It has to be brought up because we'll bring it up again when they actually come face to face week 1.
Okay.
But for now, it's like this last time I'm gonna give this any press until week 1. But look, this is all I'm gonna say because it's kind of funny to me at this point. I mean, this is getting out of hand. Much worse. Now, time out. I mean, I don't know. You guys understand math, right? I mean, tell me if this is much worse. Okay. So let's take Jordan Love's best year before he lost all of his seniors when he went in 2019. 2018, Jordan Love's best year. 3,567 yards on a 64% completion percentage, 32 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. All right. Now, Justin, best year, 3,273 yards, 41 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I mean, I don't know, call me crazy, bro, but that's like basically that. If you rounded out the touchdowns to the yard value, like they basically had the exact same best season.
Yeah, it's not too crazy. I think he was more talking about like the competition in his defense.
Well, that is true, but it's like I think he's just saying like much worse. And don't get me wrong, I agree with that. The competition, obviously, Jordan Love was playing was not at the same
I wouldn't
standard,
say much worse though.
But that's what I'm going to say too. Is like it wasn't like that Ohio State was playing an absolutely dominant team every single week. Yes, did they play much better? And when you guys were in the playoff stuff, you played actual. We saw Justin can ball against good competition. Let me be clear. I am fully aware of this. And we know that Jordan Love did not put that same stuff on tape. But like you're saying, most weeks and plenty of games, they still were playing they're playing guys worse than themselves, where it's like they're going to be the more talented player on the field. So
I think his main point is Jordan Love should have balled out more. against what he was playing against.
Best thing is then you got to consider, here's my point, and this was what I want to say. I'm glad you said that, because Jordan Love was not throwing to Garrett Wilson. Jordan Love was not throwing to the Ohio State receiving core that we know is an amazing unit, JSN. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, on the other hand, that's what I'll say as well. Like, yeah, Jordan Love did not have that luxury.
No.
Right?
No,
like, Jordan Love didn't have all 5-star linemen. So, just food for thought.
Not at all. Well, that was You Don't Know Ball 47 mailbag.